this goddamn ice on my hamstring and shit. Here we go. So let's get it started. Mic check 2 1 2. Mic check 2 1 2. All right, so the mic is working just fine. What's going on, introvert? What's going on, man? It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, bro. It's always good to have you in here consistently. How you been doing, bro? We'll keep this one at probably around a 30-minute live. Keep this around a 30-minute live today. So we'll let some people come in here before we get started with the show or started with the live. We got a very interesting one today. Like I said first, I'm doing all right. That's good. That's good, bro. That's good. So we're gonna let some people before we get started with the live stream. We'll let some more people come in here. As you guys come in here, double tap the screen, hit the like button for me. It's much appreciated. We're gonna keep the live today around 30 minutes. So we got Z Top in the building. We got Introvert. We got Ali Goss. What's going on? Hopefully you guys are having a good work week so far. I did not. I did see that it was going to go down, introvert. I was watching the clip a little bit. I caught a clip where it got a little heated. I don't know how true that is. You had to tell me about that, introvert. What NBA team you in? I'm not on any. That's why I'm stuck because there's this girl and we talk a ton in school and text a lot almost every day, and I want to ask her to this banquet at my school. I don't know if she'd say yes. Well, you gotta shoot every shot. Don't live your life in fear, bro. You know, we're men. We don't live in fear. We, take action. Masculinity is action, bravery. So ask the woman. I promise you, you'd rather get punished by women for being too aggressive than to not be aggressive at all. You know, one of the biggest things that you'll hear from women, the biggest complaints, one of the worst complaints that you could possibly hear from a woman is, he didn't try it. He didn't try. He wasn't man enough to ask me. I was wanting to, but I was waiting on him to do it, and he didn't do it. So make her tell you no. Don't tell yourself no. Make her tell you no. I mean, if you guys communicate all the time, I think you should be okay. Ask her, bro. Who cares if she says no? So don't live in fear, guys. Do not live in fear. It's not manly. I honestly don't see the game she's playing. We talk a ton of text almost every day. I don't see where she's playing a game. She obviously is interested. It's not like you asked her out and she rejected you, and then you're still trying to keep asking her out. I'd ask her out, bro. So you guys see the title of the live stream: How society is keeping you not only lonely, broke, but it's keeping you childless, sexless. So we got to go deep into this today. This is going to be a very insightful live stream. As you guys get in here, double tap the screen for me. It's much appreciated. We're going to keep the live to about 30 minutes so you guys get your questions in early, get your acknowledgement, support all the ways you can, or you can super chat, or you can. I normally have the Cash App in the chat, but I don't right now. Is it true? I just don't want to lose our friendship, but now that you said that, I feel that better that I'll do it. It's genuine. Bruh, you shouldn't be aiming to be friends with women, bruh. Don't be friends with women. Don't get friend zoned, bro. Definitely not shot what's going on, Maya. With all the stuff that's going on in society with women setting up men and things of that nature, it's best to be concerned about protecting your own life, unfortunately. That's a one way to handle it. Put some chapstick on. Word. So let's go into this right quick. Okay. So we live in society, right? Society, people are more lonely than they've ever been. People don't want to socialize. People don't want to get into relationships. When you go out today into the club and the social scene and restaurants, all you really see are women, really mainly. So people don't want to socialize. Whenever you walk out into the gym and to these different social gatherings, all you really see are people with their headphones on. So you guys, society is this through the modernity of society, technology mainly, um, giving people the option to get everything accomplished from your home. Um, this is making people more introverted. Also, COVID has caused this as well. It forced you, we shut everything down, and we haven't really recovered since. We're in a weird part of society and human history that we've never seen before. Not only do people not want to socialize, they don't even try to socialize. I mean, the best way to meet a person, relationship wise, has to be on a dating app or online through Instagram, or you go out and approach people and people are socially awkward. And so there's a ton of problems going on right now that are causing people to be lonely. Not only are you lonely because of modernity, technology, you can get everything accomplished from your household, including your sexual pleasure, your companionship, your entertainment, your groceries, uh, pretty much everything from home. So we got that. Also, people what's making people lonely is the lack of family that we have. We live in unnatural ways, I tell you. The more and more I live on, the more and more I realize that the Amish truly have life figured out. A lot of us, we go to college away from our family. And sometimes your family is a bunch of low lives. So maybe you have to get away from that low frequency environment. But we live away from our families. We move away from our families to a city mainly to try to make money or to get some kind of entertainment or to entertain some kind of fantasy that you're missing out on something. You want to have this luxurious life that they preach to you on social media, that they preach to you on movies and shows. And so you move to the city trying to gain these things, not knowing that it's it just further isolates you. Um, by the time you commute to work and back from work, by the time you deal with the driving of stupid people, by the time you deal with how selfish people are in the city, by the time you get home, you don't have the energy and you don't have the want to socialize. And you live amongst a bunch of strangers that could care less about you and don't know who you are, what you stand for. And so you're in a really weird predicament when you move into these environments, but you don't see that, which is contributing to your loneliness. You move to the city thinking that you're going to find hotter women in the city, thinking that you're going to get a wealthy man in the city. And you find out the hard way that you're not. All the different things that are constructed within our society is keeping the sexes away from each other. Okay, you don't want to date a woman because, okay, she's a feminist, which means what, she secretly hates men, so she's not going to listen to your lead. She's not going to listen to your direction, cooperate with you. She thinks you're being convinced that the patriarchy is the enemy. And so you don't want to deal with women's bad attitudes, which is what's keeping you lonely, because you don't want to have that interaction with the opposite sex because of their mindset. And so you have that, okay? You know, women working, all these different things. Then you tack on the marriage laws, the child support laws, how the court system treats men. All of these things are disincentivizing you to form a family, which is contributing to your loneliness. And so, since there's so many different things keeping the sexes away from each other through propaganda, culture, and programming from a young age on up to adulthood, the sexes are in a sex recession, meaning that people are not even having intercourse at a high level. And so, all of these things, typically the breaking up of the family, and then once you break the family up, you indoctrinate the woman or you indoctrinate the male to be weak. And this is how the society falls apart. This contributes to your brokenness, because if you had family and relationships and a decent social network, you wouldn't be struggling financially, because you could ask people for money that you could depend on. You would have people recommend you for different jobs. But since you're so isolated, your quality of life sucks. And so, give me a second, guys. I'm going to get a thing of water. Normally, I get a thing of water, but I do not. I did not. As you guys come in here, like the video, double tap the screen. I'm going to take this ice pad off because my right leg has been bothering me. So you guys give me a quick second, and I'll come back and read some of the comments in the comment section below. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Career women have truly, in a sense, really ruined society. And I'm going to explain why. See, when career women are existing in society, and I'm going to read your comments a little bit, introvert. Give me a second. When you have career women that spend the first uh, all their 20s and early 30s trying to work on their career, well, that contributes to low um, child rate, meaning that replacing human beings in society, which is going to hurt Social Security for us down the way, because we're not going to have enough kids to support us when we're old enough. Excuse me. And then these career women, they're making money, oftentimes more money than you, which makes you more unattractive. And so women, they become unrealistic in their expectations financially because they've entered the workforce. And it's just shrinking the pool. It makes their dating life harder because it's shrinking the pool of men to the point to where they have to um, be polygamous at some point. So, and I don't know who's retracting your message, introvert. It has to be the Google corporation. It's not me. Let me read some of your comments. It's going to get even worse in the next 5 years with studies showing that a lot of women could be single with no children at all. It's going to get probably worse. Yeah, like you said, we are very well better off alone than to tolerate women's misandrous attitudes towards a lot of, you know what, introvert. And I heard something really troubling to me, and this really rubbed me the wrong way. But apparently, a lot of men think like this, and I'm not here to tell you guys which way to go. Some of you guys, you're like me. I got to have some woman at some point, even if it's just for sex. Some of you guys are completely checked out, but check the story out. I was talking to a college friend recently. He called me and we were talking about, we always talk about the subject of relationships and his love life and everything. And I asked him, and he said something that was extremely astounding to me. And this is not the only time that I've heard this. But as we're talking about his love life, he's like, man, I just, dealing with women today is hard. I'm like, bro, it is hard. And I'm just trying to give him different options. And he's just like, nah, I don't want to do that and do that. And I'm like, okay, I see why you don't want to do that. But I mean, if you want to have a girlfriend, this is what you're going to have to do. And then he said something that shocked the rest of me and has had me thinking ever since. He's told me, he said, bro, maybe I'm not even meant to be or have a woman. I said, bro, I didn't fall out of my chair right then and there. I didn't show that my anguish on my face and in my tone and voice, but in my head, I was spiraling out of control. He said, bro, I don't even think I'm supposed to be with the opposite sex. I'm just supposed to be alone. I said, bro, my man has fully checked out of dating, bro. Like, this is insane. Mostly STEM field, engineers. Females face to face since high school, going back to the beginning of college. I don't even know when I will ever have a woman in my life. Damn, is it the women in this area or something? I guess so, bro. He's an Asian guy, and so I mean, excuse me. I mean, I hear Asian guys have it pretty tough in the dating market, bro. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you can find an Asian woman. Now, granted, Asian dudes can't pick they can't pick Latina, black, white. They can't pick the cream of the crop, especially if you don't have money. And that's the thing. Also, guys, like he's not an ugly guy. He's not an ugly Asian overweight guy. He's a decent guy that makes really good money. He's a chemical engineer. He makes really good money. I'm like, bro, there's something wrong that you're doing, but he's checked out, guys. And a lot of men are checked out. A lot of people are checked out, bro. Checked out of relationships, checked out of society, checked out of the workforce, checked out of family. Guys, there's got to be some breaking point at some point. We can't keep living on like this. We're living in some insane times, right? That blew my mind, bro. That blew my mind. Blew my mind. So why does society want to keep you broke, lonely, and childless? Because if you're broke, lonely, and childless, that means that you have to depend on the government, and the government has more control and dominion over your life. That's why they want to have you keep you broke, single, lonely, and childless. The more lonely you are, the more drugs you're going to take, the more electronics you're going to buy, the more lotion and you know sex toys you're going to buy, to the more X-rated content you're going to watch to make people more billionaires and trillionaires. They get to tell you what to do and what not to do in your own life. Because if you had your own family, if you lived outside of the government like the Amish, you would be independent of their system. You would be self sufficient. You would grow your own food. The men of your tribe would defend all of the people of the tribe. You would live amongst a community that actually loves you. You would live amongst people that, you have children, strong families, strong, cohesive communities and societies. They want you to be disorganized so that the government can control you. Why did you just get? I disagree. You're gonna have to retype that message, bro. I don't know what happened. And so they're further incentivizing you guys to be lonely as well because you can't buy a house. Housing is too expensive. You can't afford children because you got to have a house. All the different supplies to raise children are going up. Everything in life is going up. Hell, we switch benefits and my benefits are going up, which means I'm going to take more out of my check every, excuse me, every payday starting next month. And so, guys, they're really truly squeezing you in every way. And so, if we just had family, you'd be able to weather the storm a lot better. If you had community, you would be able to weather the storm a lot better. But we live in unnatural, isolated ways. Introvert writes, I said, I hear this narrative that there's always somebody for everybody, which is, I'm starting to think that is a misconception because you cannot be unattractive trying to get a baddie. Well, that's the thing. People got to stay within their range. If you're 5 foot, whatever, if you're an average guy and you're 5'7", yeah, you're probably not going to get Kim Kardashian, Margot Robbie, or Sophie Vergara, or all these different women. You're gonna have to stick and get a woman, a Latina, or you're gonna have to get an Asian woman that's between the heights of 4'10" and 5'4". Yeah, she might be a little chubby, but I mean, you would probably rather have a woman than not to have a woman at all. Everybody can't get every woman can't get the rich tall guy. Every man can't get the super curvy or the super petite, really attractive woman. You got to stick and be realistic with what works for you. And guys, I've seen tall guys with unattractive women. I've seen short guys with really attractive women. And so You have to be realistic of what the values that you provide as a man. Guys, we have to keep it real. What goes into your attractiveness is how much money you make, how physically in shape you are, how intelligent you are, your leadership skills. All these things play your confidence, your swag. All these things play into how women perceive you and you attract them. Granted, if you're under 5'8", yeah, you're probably not gonna get every woman in the world. And who cares? If you were 6'3" with all the money in the world and you could attract every woman in the world, that's a huge burden. You guys don't realize how much money Drake, LeBron James, allegedly, all these different athletes, all the different amounts of money that they have to fork out consistently to get these women to shut up. And so I want you guys to stop looking at social media, stop looking at King 6'8", stop looking at the most attractive people, stop looking at the richest people. Be realistic on the level that you're at. You're killing your own happiness. You're killing your own self-esteem, comparing and contrasting yourself with others. And well, introvert, you're in California, bro. Am I right? Bro, them women are extremely materialistic. The dating market in California is not good. Is not the dating market in any big major city is not good, guys. Those women are extremely hypergamous, meaning that you got to be a certain height, you got to make a certain amount of money, or you got to drive a certain amount of cars, or they don't even see you guys. What you think? I live in a big city. You think I get looks every 10 seconds? Guys, we got to be realistic when it comes to our dating. And if you don't want to move to out of the country or to these different parts of the United States, well, either level up, self improve, get your money right so you can move, or accept the reality. Masculinity is action, solution based. We're not like these women. Yeah. And I mean, guys, women aren't getting any better. So, yeah, they're not going to get any better. The feminism is strong. I understand that you guys you have complaints. This is your options, guys. Check out completely, like my Asian friend is doing, or do what it takes to fix and get a decent woman. Usually that involves getting your body in shape, getting your finances right, and changing your environment. So, but all of this is society's plan to keep you isolated, keep you dependent on the government. All these things are a part of the plan. It's like Joker said in Dark Knight. I think it was Dark Knight. Because it's all a part of the plan. So yeah, we're gonna wind down, guys. You guys send in your last little bit of questions, comments, and concerns about today's topics, about women, about society. You guys send in your last little bit of questions and comments. Yeah, bro, that's all we can ever do, right? And whatever you do, whenever you self improve, whatever you can attract, is that's gonna be that. Yeah, when you see them driving a nice car, yeah. Some women are materialistic, bro. So yeah, we're gonna wind the live stream down. You guys are more than welcome to rewatch the live whenever we end the live stream. Very insightful live stream today. I appreciate you guys coming in. You guys sending your last little bit of questions and comments as we wind down. I'm exhausted today. That government shutdown is a fat ass reality check for a lot of women who rely on government assistance. I mean, hell yeah, yeah. They're gonna have to get up and go to work. It's crazy, right? How they talk about they're strong and independent, but they depend on the government. And when the government's gonna shut down, they're all flailing. It's like, don't you're strong and independent, right? Which means you have a job, right? Doesn't that mean you can make good financial choices and pay for groceries out of your own pocket? Apparently not. And then they don't have a man. So when they do lose their job or they do lose these SNAP benefits because they have a child out of wedlock with a single father that with a man that wasn't ish in the first place, she don't have nothing to fall back to. Again, lack of family, lack of relationships. If she had a man, she could weather the storm. If she had a good, strong, cohesive family from her parents, that they were still together, she would have a good support system. But since we don't have family, people run into these issues very quickly. And you face these things alone. I wasn't born with self-esteem myself. I've been learning the nature of how people act. Yeah, it takes a while. Recently, I don't try to hard press women due to the fact that I'm not weak-minded like the other guys are. Yeah, a lot of guys are bow down to women and do whatever they say. But that is going to be my live stream, guys. I really appreciate you guys. I wish I could be on here much longer with you guys, but I've literally worked a 12-hour day, commuted to and from work, which is a total of 2 hours, 14 hours. And so I don't have any more energy left for you guys. Yeah, and they don't want to come back with any humility, even when they're struggling. They'd rather double down on their stupidity, which lets you know the mindset of these stubborn women today. They would rather not settle and deal with uh, life by themselves than to have a man. It's quite ridiculous, guys. Yeah, bro. Yeah, guys. Yeah, bro. Before I get off introvert, what you think about it? What you think about the video earlier? You said it was wild. What was wild about it? About the woman living with 304s, bro. Homie, other women are getting tired of this stuff too, guys. It ain't just you. It's other women that's getting tired of women's BS too. And those women were 30 and 40 years old. So we thinking the younger women is getting to it. The older women is hoes too. They all hoes. They all 304s. So if you can't get nothing else out of these women, you can get some intercourse out of them. She don't know how to she don't know how to cook and clean, but she know how to got 3,000. She know how to double twist and spit on that thing, don't she? But she can't cook and clean. That an intense orgasm behind the walls from your roommate is just sad. Yeah, bro, I lost my mind. I wasn't expecting her to say no shit like that. I said, oh, hell no. I couldn't, bro. I wouldn't even like that whenever I was a roommate, bro. I'd be like, man, shut up. Hey, be quiet. People don't have no class, no decency. People are just animals today, guys. And so, anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys. You guys catch me on the weekend for the live stream. Catch my video that I had earlier today. If you guys are watching replay, double tap the screen, hit the like button, and I will see you this weekend on the live stream. You guys check out my videos for the rest of the week. And I'll see you guys on the weekend. Peace.